everyone, and welcome to another virtual Little Wonders and Nature Detectives exploration session video. My name is Miss Alyssa, and the theme for the month of January is Shark and Ray Science. When we hear the word shark, what comes to our mind? Maybe a gasp or a scream? Well, that's because sharks are very commonly misunderstood, but I'm here to tell you that they are really cool animals and there's a lot of special things about them. So in today's video, we're going to be uncovering some of those really cool things, and we're also going to talk about their super awesome cousin, the stingray. So, sharks and stingrays are both a type of fish, but not a type of fish like a goldfish or a parrotfish. They're different, and what makes them different is their skeletal system. Their skeletal system is made up of cartilage. Do you know what that is? I'll give you a hint. You can touch the tip of your nose or bend the tip of your ears. Notice how it's really soft and you can move it very easily. That is what cartilage is. And it's very light, and it's what makes up the whole skeletal system of stingrays and sharks. Let's take a moment and think, how do you think having cartilage as their skeletal system benefits them? Well, if you know sharks and stingrays, they can be very, very fast swimmers. And probably having such a light skeletal system in their body helps them to be able to swim fast in the water. Let's start off by talking a little bit more about sharks. Now, sharks, believe it or not, come in all different shapes and sizes. The smallest shark is called the dwarf lantern shark, and it's about the size of the palm of my hand. Now, this shark gets its name because it can glow in some parts of its body. This shark is typically found in the dark depths of the ocean, and rumor has it that they use their light on their body to attract their next meal. The biggest shark and the largest fish in the world is the whale shark. But don't be scared. These sharks are gentle giants. They feed by basking, having their mouths open and taking in all the plankton that comes their way as their main source of food. Despite their differences, all sharks have some things in common. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at them. Did you know that sharks have rows and rows of teeth stalked up behind one another? Why is that? Well, it's because their bite is so strong that their teeth fall out really, really easily. Thankfully, they have another tooth ready to come and replace it. Now, you may have never been close enough to actually touch a shark's skin, but if you did, you would notice that in one direction, it would feel very smooth, but in the other direction, it would feel very rough, like sandpaper almost. Well, that's because on their skin, they have these very, very tiny scales. And they're actually more like teeth almost because of how pointy they are. And what those scales do is they make it so much easier for the water to just glide over their body when they're swimming in the ocean. To help us take a closer look at some stingrays, we're going to go meet up with an aquarist and take a look at some stingray target feeding. Let's go.
Hello everybody, my name's Brian and I'm an aquarist here at Gumbo Limbo Nature Center. And an aquarist means that I take care of the aquariums.
Right. And could you tell us what do sharks and stingrays have in common? Because I know we have some stingrays here in this thing.
We do have some stingrays. Sharks and stingrays are really very similar to each other. The biggest similarity is that they actually don't have bones. They have cartilage instead of bone. So cartilage is like what's in your ear, and that means it's very soft and it's very flexible.
Okay. And where do stingrays mostly live?
Stingrays mostly live on the bottom. So they're all flattened out. Here's one coming up to us right here. So they're all flattened out, and their mouth is even on the bottom and their eyes are up on top. and that allows them to hunt and find food, hunt and find food that is down on the bottom.
Okay. And so that kind of ties into the next question. What does their diet have to do with their habitat?
Oh, sure. So they eat a lot of crabs and other types of lobsters and shrimp and things like that, stuff that's down on the bottom. So they specialize on that. And so what they do is they swim over the top of one of those, and then they flatten out right on top of it and squish it right down to the bottom. And then their mouth, like I said, is underneath. And so their mouth being underneath allows them to eat it really quick.
And what kind of stingrays do we have here at Gumbo Limbo?
We have a couple different kinds of stingrays. Our biggest ones are our southern stingrays, and that's what's right here in our shipwreck aquarium. Of course, they're not going to come up while we're talking about them. But they're males, and they have a nice long tail on them. We only keep males because they actually are smaller than the females, so we just keep the males.
And when, what, and how do we feed our stingrays here?
Our stingrays that are here in our shipwreck aquarium, they are used to coming right up to the side and right up to us. You can see them, maybe see them just a little bit on the bottom. But they'll come right up on the side, and we'll be able to put the food right underneath their body and get to their mouth that's right down there underneath. And then they'll sit there and they'll eat, and they'll come up and eat as much as they would like.